Hi everyone, welcome to a poker vlog with a bit of a difference. Poker with kids.
Fuck it, let's go. Don't tease me. Let's play some fucking cards.
Welcome everybody, happy year 2019. This is vlog number 19, the first one for 2019. This time we're going to have a look at an event I played at the Dorset Gardens Hotel, as well as some pretty big news for myself and the vlog in general. First of all, apologies. You might notice that my voice is a bit second rate at the moment. This is actually the best it's been for about the last week. So thought while I had the opportunity, I might as well get the vlog out. If need be, I might re-record it at some time down the track when the voice is back to normal. But anyway, I wanted to run through a game I played at the Dorset Gardens towards the end of 2018. Dorset Gardens actually run 2 nights a week there, APL poker. I run the Monday night one, and this is a Wednesday night game that I decided to play in. And on this Wednesday, they had 54 runners. And had my camera out, but I thought I'd didn't want to be that guy and save getting the camera out until I actually got to the final table. So I run through a few quick hands that I had before we got to the final table. First hands from the 400, 800 level. I'm in the big blind with ace-10 offsuit. A few players limp. I decided to just check. Flop comes down 10-8-4. I decide to lead at the pot. Folds around to the cutoff who min raises. Seems like a bit of an unusual kind of play to limp pre 10 high board when the big blind leads out to min raise. So I decided to re-raise over the top all in, and he folded. So again, good to pick up that reasonable size pot early on. Next hand was at the 500, 1000 level. Pretty simple one, this one. Got pocket kings, I raise, and another player moves all in. Obviously, I'm going to call with pocket kings all day, every day. Luckily for me, my opponent's got pocket jacks, and he doesn't improve. So pretty much a double up there. So again, good to get off to a strong start. And the final significant hand before the final table. This time from the 10,000, 20,000 level, so quite a bit later than the early hands. This time the cutoff just open shoves, I think for around about 120, 130,000. I look down in the big blind at ace-king suited. Again, all day, every day I'm calling. I make the call, and I think he had ace-queen and ended up winning the pot there. So again, good to pick up another big pot coming into the final table. Quick little shot of the final table. I'm sitting in seat number 5, which is right in the middle. I've got 330,000. Blinds are going to be 20,000, 40,000. As you can tell by the size of the stacks, there's not really a lot of room to manoeuvre. Pretty much push or fold type poker, at least in the early going, until we get sort of short-handed and you can actually build up some sort of it's a reasonable size stack where you might have a little bit of room to maybe raise and fold or raise without committing yourself. But at least in the early stages, especially with so many short stacks, quite a few under 100,000, which is only 2.5 big blinds. So really it is pretty much push or fold for the first few eliminations at the very least. So these are the whole cards for the final table I had. Literally every hand I'm playing, every hand I was dealt into. One thing I find here that a lot of players make mistakes is they somehow think that just because they're in the final table that they have to play any aces. A lot of hands that I want to try and keep to a pretty tight, not necessarily for my image, but just generally I don't want to give away chips. So a hand like Jack-9 suited, I just let it go. Ace-9 suited, this is one where in front of me it was there was a raise and a call, so I just stay out of the way, let it go. King-10, reasonable playable hand, but I think I get a walk in the big blind. This time we pick up King-10 in the small blind. Again, nothing too fancy. I think I just limp and the big blind checks. And we end up basically checking it down. I think the big blind has ace rag, I have king 10, and ace high takes it. But I just think that to push in that kind of spot, again, I think I'm only getting called by better. Yes, I might pick up chips that I might otherwise not get, but I don't necessarily see the upside, especially when we're getting towards the money. I think we might have been 5 or 4-handed at this stage. Again, here, ace-9 offsuit. No need to get involved. I tend to take a bit more of a conservative approach to that type of thing. A lot of these hands that are, paid small card, just nice and simple folds. This time we're in the big blind, 10-5 offsuit, limps to me, so nice and simple. I'll just check it and see a flop. And then, pretty simple, I think I just check it down and pair of fives wins it from memory. So, again, relatively risk-free, not trying to risk any, put any more chips at risk than I need to, and just slowly accumulating. Ace 3 in the small blind this time. Again, with an ace, it's a bit different than with a king. Put in a raise, and that's enough to take it down. And again, as soon as you do that kind of thing, anytime you're chipping up is a good thing on the final table. Again, no need to play the button, cut off anything like that if I don't have cards that are worth playing. There's a lot of folding happening, a lot of exciting poker. This time the big blind, 8-5 offsuit. Again, I think there's a raise in front, so just let it go. 6-5 offsuit in the small blind. Again, I think there's a raise in front of me, so I think we just let that one go again. But again, the fact that I chipped up on the previous few hands means I had that big blind and small blind covered for that orbit. Again, I just want to make sure that I'm not losing chips, at least maintaining my stack at the very least, and not dropping a whole heap of chips. The big thing that I really want to avoid is actually calling a big bet or a big all-in and losing that hand. So I just find it's easier just to avoid spots here. Ace 10. This time I'm in the small blind, so again, folds to me, so I'm happy to push, pick up the big blind. And again, just slowly accumulate some chips. And again, always good to be stacking chips rather than giving them away. This time Jack 2 on the button. Again, no need to get involved. King 10 suited. Again, a slightly different proposition. Again, short-handed. And again, we're still short stack, so it's pretty much push or fold. So might as well move all in, try and maximise the fold equity. And again, I think I'm happy if called. King 10 suited, plays reasonably well, but again, happy to pick up the blinds, especially with the blinds as big relative to the stack sizes. This time in the big blind, 7 for offsuit, there was a shove in front of me, so I just let it go. 5-2 offsuit again, nothing really worth doing. Again, ace folded to me on the button, so again, I shove. Happy to take down the blinds, and again, keeps me afloat for another orbit. Make sure that I'm still chipping up. Now we've got 2 kind of stacks of the red 25k chips. Means I'm starting to build up a reasonable kind of stack. This is one of the big hands of the final table. Ace Queen had a shove in front of me. Of course, I'm going to call with Ace Queen. Don't recall the hand I was up against, but I did eliminate one of the players. I think that got us down to the final 3. I think that eliminated. I think that was Tony in 4th place got eliminated there. But again, always good to win any hand at the final table, especially when you take out a player. We're in the money by this stage, but yeah, pretty sure we chip up nicely. And by this stage, I think I'm pretty close to the chip lead out of the, I think the 3 of us to the left. Again, paid small card, not really worth playing. This is where I started picking up a few big hands coming up, which was good time, even though I didn't get any action from them. 5-7 offsuit, nothing much to speak of again. I think I Might have got a walk in the big blind there. Here we pick up jacks for the first of a few times, as we'll see. Obviously, we're going to put in a raise. Again, as the stacks have increased, there's no need to shove now that I've got something along the lines of 700,000-800,000. This time I put in a raise with pocket threes. The short stack shoves and I call. Obviously up against 2 overs, and luckily for me, the pocket threes hold, so we're down to heads up now. And again, I got a pretty healthy stack going into heads up. Slight chip lead, but again, always good to get heads up. 8-4 suited. This time, check the big blind, bet the flop. I think from memory had a flush draw there, so happy to pick up some chips at any stage. Don't even need to, with a hand like Jack 4, even get involved and limp. Big blind with pocket jacks. Unfortunately, my opponent decides to just fold the small blind. As I said, a couple of big hands that I got here. Jack 2 suited. Again, nothing too fancy, but this time I decided to limp the button and then fold to a raise from my opponent. King Queen.
Oh, but fuck, it's my money and I kind of like it back.
All in.
All in and a call. King 6, Queen 7. I reckon that's probably it.
I reckon it looks like it.
Yeah, I reckon he's got you. Well, like Jace, well played. 130 bucks for your evidence. Kerry, 240. And you get a pretty picture. Should really put fucking a pair of jacks there, but if you look online, you'll see.
Another tournament, and always good to take it down. So good to get the win. And now for the big news of the vlog. And the big news for myself and the channel is I'm actually off to Queensland. And not just a holiday, I'm actually moving up to Queensland for work. Working for a chess company up there called Gardner Chess. But yeah, so I'm moving up there in just over a week's time. So going to be up in Queensland, based on the Gold Coast. So if you happen to be somebody in the Gold Coast that's watching the vlogs, hopefully you'll see me at a poker event sometime and you can say hi. But I think that's going to hopefully mean I can get some more poker in for the vlog. In the short term, I think the in terms of the casino cash game poker, I think Melbourne's you can't compare. It's Melbourne is just so much better than the Gold Coast. So I'm not sure that we'll have that many cash game sessions from the casino to report on. But the tournament scene up there outside the casinos is pretty significant. Unlike in Victoria, where the vast majority of pub poker or poker outside casinos are run by APL, up in Queensland, obviously APL has a pretty significant presence, but there's a number of other leagues as well. So there's a lot of variety, a lot of different venues, a lot of different formats, and in particular, there's a lot of big or relatively big series that they run. And in fact, I think in the first month that I'm actually up there, there's actually 2 pretty big series up there. There's the WPT League. They've got a big series in late January, and the Australian Poker Tour are running another big event on the Gold Coast in late February. So hopefully I'll be able to get along to some of those events, play some, and hopefully run well. So that's the big news coming up for the channel. Guess that means that next time you see me, I'll most likely be up on the Gold Coast. There's an outside chance I might get another poker session in Melbourne before I head up to the Gold Coast, but there's no guarantees there. But at the very least, expect some more poker content coming from when I'm up on the Gold Coast. So hopefully you enjoyed the vlog. Hopefully you'll keep watching for more vlogs and in the future, and 2019 coming at you from the Gold Coast. Stay tuned. But anyway, that's going to wrap up vlog number 19.